Thank you. On Tuesday, the White House testing czar, Admiral Brett Giroir, was in New Hampshire and said the country will probably have widespread home testing kits available in a few months. How much money should be spent on this effort? What mechanism should the federal government use to distribute testing kits when they become available? And what part of the population should go first in getting these kits? Representative Kuster, we'll start with you.
Well, this is one of the big disappointments of the Trump administration from the very beginning with COVID. It didn't have to be this way. We now have over 200,000 deaths, well over 200,000, close to 500 deaths right here in New Hampshire. I agree that people want to get out and about with their life, but this is a highly contagious disease. So testing would make a big, big difference. If you could test before Thanksgiving so that you could hug your grandchildren and enjoy the holiday. But this administration never had a national testing strategy. I'm glad to hear that Admiral Giroir is talking about a test now. It's long past overdue. I think it should be distributed widely. I think obviously nursing homes, first responders, but I think anyone that gets out and about in their life for work or wants to be with their family should have access to that test. And the quality of our life would improve dramatically, as it will with the vaccine.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Mr. Negron, same question to you.
Well, thank you, Sharice. And absolutely, before we start spending more money, let's look at the $1 trillion that we haven't spent from the first stimulus package, right? This isn't throwing some more money out there. I mean, let's just be judicious with the money that we have. This Democratic Party, they don't find a bill that they don't want to sign on to and spend money. So I would work with the great state of New Hampshire and DHSS and the governor to figure out who are those people. There should not be a mandate. There should not be required testing for everybody. That's not who we are in the live free or die state. But it is a situation right now that if, in fact, we're able to use some of those resources that are out there to go ahead and get these testing and these kits into the hands of the folks that want them, we should absolutely do that. And, I want to go back to Congresswoman Kuster's plan. The plan never showed any hope, any idea of getting through this. It's about stay at home, wear a mask, don't do anything. And because of that plan is the situation that we find ourselves in, that we have this mental health issue, and now we have this increase in cases because people have decided to stay home and not go out.
Congresswoman Kuster, you were invoked. 30 seconds.
I just want to take exception. The plan was followed closely in New Hampshire, and that's why our results are so much better than results in other states all across the country. We now have, I think, over 40 states with dramatically increasing numbers of positive COVID-19 and increasing hospitalization. Of course, I want people to be able to get out and about. And the very good news here is our unemployment is now down to just 6.5% from a high of 16% during the shutdown. So people are getting out and about. I just want them to be safe as they do it and keep their families safe as well.
Quick follow-up here, Mr. Negron. Do you believe that the government should make these testing kits individually available for free or subsidize them in some way?
Well, I believe with the money they already have that's been passed by Congress, $1 trillion can buy a lot of kits. So I think we can get some kits and offer them to people who do want them.
And Congresswoman Kuster, I know you're taking a sip of water there, so I'll stretch out a little bit. But what do you think? Should the government pick up the entire tab to make these testing kits available to the public?
I don't think they'll need to pay for the whole thing. I disagree here with Mr. Negron. I think if you can get the price point down to a place that's reasonable, I'm pretty sure Bill Gates can pay for his own testing kit. So I don't think the taxpayers need to pay for everyone else's testing kit.